Hi everyone, welcome to the Knitting Den. This is episode number 175, I'm going to guess, and today is Wednesday, November 18th. My name's Denise and I am known as Knitting Den on Ravelry and Instagram, and on Facebook, not Knitting Den, I am Denise.Schultz.3576, I think. You can't just find me on Facebook as Denise Schultz, but I have put the link on my Instagram page, and I'm going to try and remember to start putting it underneath this video on YouTube if you want to friend me over there if we're not already friends. So welcome if you're watching for the first time. I'm glad you're here, and thanks for joining us. And welcome back everyone else. I know it's been a while. I think this might be, I want to guess the third week. That is so unusual for me to miss so many weeks, and I do apologise, but as I've said and I keep saying, I'm just not getting the time to do any knitting, and I feel like I've got nothing to show you. So I just didn't record last week. I was going to record yesterday, but it was a snow day. We finally got a snow day, yay! And Kiki was super pleased. I think that's only the second one in 3 years we've got here. And those that have, been with us for a few years, months, a few episodes, you'll know that I'm in Denver, Colorado, and we get snow. I won't say just the winter because we've gotten snow in April and May before. So we got a ton of snow. I did put a picture on Facebook and Instagram, but if some of you are not on there, I'm going to insert a little video I just took so you can see outside. The sun's shining wonderful right now, blue skies, it looks gorgeous, and the snow looks pretty. It'll be melting pretty quick. The roads are already clear. I'm going to insert that, and then I will add a picture that I took yesterday, the same picture I'm just going to show you on the video so you can see how much snow there was before the sun came out. Okay, so try and hold the camera steady. This is out of my living room window and it looks really pretty, and look at the blue sky, it's amazing. But I was going to, while I'm doing this, you will have noticed I'm on, maybe you haven't noticed, I'm on the other side of the room again, because look, we've had a bit of a change around, and it's hard to see right now because it's kind of the sun's shining and it's dark. But look, we've put a big TV here finally, and it's gone a bit blurry. There's Missy Moo. She still sits out there. I've let her sit out there because she can get up and she's not sitting in the snow. But this is where the sofa used to be, and the reason I've moved it around, obviously to get the TV in, so that we could start watching Christmas movies, because we've only ever just used that TV over there. So here's where I'm sitting right now. I think we might have got nearly 20 inches, I'm not sure. Between 15 and 20. It's hard to tell because there was some drifts, high winds, so the snow drifts. That didn't seem, where we took the picture there, that didn't seem like it was blowing. So I think what came down there was literally what came down, and I bet there was 20 inches. I'm just guessing. But crazy weather, but it doesn't last long here, so that's why I love it. All right. So not very many notes, and guess what? Not much knitting. I've got both holidays colliding now. I've still got my fall decor out, and then I brought down my little elf on the shelf here, who's quite big compared to the pattern. I actually leave him out all year, but most of the year he sits in my closet. And this pattern is by Kimberly Gintar. She designs a lot of gorgeous shawls, and she's the designer of the ribbons and lace shawl that I was knitting on for Pinktober. But one time she give out this pattern, where she released this pattern a couple of years ago, I think. So I knit him with worsted. I'm sure he's supposed to be smaller, like an elf on the shelf. But I knit him in worsted yarn. I think this might have just been Simply Karen or something like that. And my door's opened. And so he turned out quite large. And because he was big, can you hear? I've stuffed the bottom. I put some rice in a bag before I stuffed him. And I sat it in the bottom so that he sat upright. He's still a bit wobbly on the top. But I brought him down. I think I need to start getting some of my knitted toys out. And I don't know whether to shut that door. It's blown open a little bit where I've been de-sitting. Anyway, I might do that. Hold on. Okay. All right, sorry about that. Little Missy Moo is now... Turn this around, you might be able to see her. Swing around. She's in the house now, sitting on a comfy spot. This sofa has got blankets all over the top, because that's where the puppies like to sit, and they're part of the family, so they get to sit wherever they want. They're just little dogs, so I don't mind. All right, just adjusting the camera again so I don't chop my head off. Have you noticed I don't have the glasses on? And look how long my bangs are getting on my fringe. And it's I was going to say I'm able to keep it from falling forward, but it depends on which way I have my head tilted. Anyway, let's move on. Yes, we got the snow, so I wrote that down. And it's Wednesday. 1 week today, my little baby girl turns 15. I don't know where 15 years has gone. Seriously, I don't. But she'll be 15 the day before Thanksgiving. Sometimes she has her birthday on Thanksgiving, and other days, other years, it's after Thanksgiving. So day before, she should be off school this time, because the kids have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off next week. Not as long as in Texas. When we lived in Texas, we got the whole week off, which was fabulous. But I guess, 5 days really. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5 days break from school. Pretty nice, because after a few more weeks, we will get 2 weeks off for Christmas. I can't believe I'm talking about Christmas either. It just doesn't feel like it should be that time of year. It's just gone so fast. Although I know the snow makes me feel like it's Christmassy, so, And I am listening to Christmas songs and I'm watching Christmas movies, so it should feel like Christmas, but I don't know, it's just, I feel as if I'm doing it in the middle of July. I feel like I'm having Christmas in July because, we get the sun shining as well, and it's just kind of crazy. Anyway, so birthday next Wednesday, and then the day after is Thanksgiving, so I'm going to wish you all a wonderful Thanksgiving now, those that celebrate, because I won't be recording next week. I can probably tell you that now. We don't have any plans for Thanksgiving. It's just going to be us three again, our little family. But I'm going to do a smaller dinner this year, and I'll get into that when I go into girly chatter or fitnessy kind of stuff. Excuse me. I'll talk about the Thanksgiving feast. All right, so other than that, before we move into a little bit of knitting, we've got some prizes to give away. Now, I've just drawn all the names because my iPad is slowly dying. It just takes so long to load, and I think it took me nearly 20 minutes to sit there and do a random number generator, go backwards and forwards between the pages. So I've spared you all of that, and I've got, let me see how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we've got about 7 prizes for Pinktober, and I must apologise again. I just feel like I've not been with it since I got back home from England. I do know part of the reason for that is because I launched straight into doing a new health and fitness journey for me, and I was looking at doing the Beachbody programs and everything as a business. That has left me with not as much time for knitting, but it was something I had to do when I come home from England, and I've told some of you before, if I hadn't have done that, it would have been a really, really hard time for me once I got back home from a 3-week visit. But doing, going straight into the Beachbody stuff and having to learn a lot of things. I mean, there is a lot of training involved. It was what I needed, and I still need. I mean, I'm loving it, but anyway, I'll talk about that later. But I just know that that's mainly the reason that the podcast has kind of took a little bit of a, gone on the back burner, especially with the knitting as well. But I'm not giving it up completely. I couldn't. It's part of my life. You guys are part of my life. You've been with me, some of you, every week for the past 3 years. I mean, I'm not just going to say goodbye to all of that. I think once the new year starts, you start getting into a groove again with things, and I've no doubt I will as well. So, let's get into the drawings and the names. I drew, see, look at it. I might have to put the glasses on. It's because it's doing this now, look. So, they weren't very far away, look. Ta-da! Like that. I know, never mind. So, yarn. First number I pulled, I've just, I didn't think of the colour, but I've just pulled these. Let's put the labels right. That's Bindi. Really? She snorts like that as she's fallen asleep. So, these two for the first drawing, first prize. Baby Alpaca Grande. Gorgeous. Colour's kind of true to colourish. But, so I don't know how to describe that blue. Or, I don't know how you describe it. And I don't know if it's got a name, if they've called it anything. But anyway, the first number I pulled was number 38, and that is Huntress 1327, and that's Jen. So congratulations, Jen. You can contact me, and I'm going to get these out in the mail to you. And then there was more yarn, and again, I've got to say thank you to the friend that donated these. The first 3 that I'm giving away is the yarn that I got sent. So thank you. She donated. She donated all of these skeins of yarn. So the next one, again, I've got 2 gorgeous hanks, and it's upside down because I wanted to show the label. And purple's kind of hard to. It's kind of that kind of purple. Just not as bright as on screen, perhaps, but it's really nice. That number was 45, and that was Green Gal MI. So I think you're in Michigan. Tara. So congratulations, Tara. This is yours if you contact me with your address once you've seen this. And then, who's going to get the yarn? The magic yarn. The one that turns pink. I still haven't had a chance to ask my friend where she got this. And everybody's wanting to know. And I haven't even had a chance to Google it and see if, can find it online, to be honest. But this is called Abracadabra. And it actually turns pink. I showed you this in the previous episode, so I'm not getting up again to go in the sun. But it'll turn pink when you go in the sun. It's crazy. And there is, let me see how many we've got here. 1, 2, 4. I've got 3, 4 skeins. Skeins. I keep thinking I'm seeing a bit of pink because it's hitting, but it's very, very subtle. But it makes your eyes look and say, am I seeing that right? But anyway, who was it? Who's gonna get this? Number 11, and that is The Yarn Goes On, Lisa Marie. Congratulations! Congratulations, sendubulations. Oh gosh, that was a bit high pitched. But if you're in England, you may know that song. Dan, I'm sure you know that song. Who sang it? There you go. You have to tell me who sang it. I know who sang it. I used to love him. All right, moving on. I don't have this prize to show you, but it is a book from Talia and Malisha from the Pen Hook Needles podcast who was doing the Pinktober along with me, and it is either, I think you get to pick, it's either red crochet, I don't know if it's called crochet red crochet or red knit. No, it's going to be the pink, isn't it? Sorry. They do have books that are for red when Talia does the heart disease knit along for, things red. It's knit crochet, pink, I don't know what to say, pink crochet. There's a crochet book and it's pink patterns, and there's a knit book and it's pink patterns. So the winner of this book, I will pass on your name to Talia and Marlisha, and they will, you can get in touch with me and I'll pass on your name and address to them once you see this. And that winner is Studio Von Design, and that's Vonnie. Hi Vonnie. So congratulations, you get the book. And two more. We have 2 patterns donated by Kimberly from the Sock Bunny Knit and Fit podcast, my wonderful friend. So she's giving away a pattern, I'm assuming, of your choice, or it might be one of 2. But I know it's the bee leaf pie shawl, which I've done, and it's absolutely gorgeous pattern. And then the other one, I think, was her flamingo hat. I'm guessing now. But either way, if you've won a pattern, I'm going to pass your name on to Kimberly, and then you can tell me, or she can tell you what you can choose, and then she'll send it to you once you've told her. We'll do it that way. But so the pattern was first pattern number 50, which was Judy Lee 59 Knits. Congratulations, Judy. And the next one was Veronica, whose Ravelry name is Veronica as well. So congratulations, Veronica. Both you gals can contact me, and then I will, or I can send your names anyway to Kimberly. But we need to hear from you so that we know what pattern you would like, I think. Okay, I'm guessing at a lot of stuff today, but that's all right. I'm here and I'm chatting, and I'm not going to make it an hour, so you're all right. Let's see, what else have I got down here? I think we're going to move into some works in progress, because of course there's no finished object. Oh, hang on. What did I just say? Oh, I've mixed all this up. Oops. Let's see. I have said the yarn. Okay. So what I've missed out is the bag. I've missed out doing the bag, and it's number 16. I've got them all written down here, but I've just skipped. So number 16 wins this bag, and that is Mama C, who's Christina. Sorry about that. But congratulations, Christina. Get in touch with me, let me know your address, and I'll get this in the mail. This is the bag I made. And I am going to, look, I've got the fabric there. I'm going to make you a handle, fabric handle with a lobster clasp to go on, so you can carry it easily. So, moving on now, sorry about that, to knitting. All right, so if you've been watching, you know I've been talking about this sweater, a red and white stripe, because it's supposed to be a Waldorf sweater, and I've decided, I said yes to a friend when she asked if I could knit it for her son, but her son is not 5 years old or 10 years old. In fact, I don't know how old he is, but let's just say he's got a 49-inch chest. He's in his 20s or 30s, but big guy, and I said yes. So what I said was I started it, and it was red, look, and that's wrong kind of red on there, I guess. But remember I said I'm using Barocco Vintage, and the stuff I got from my local yarn store this is cream. So I did not want to do cream. It doesn't look as cream there, it's kind of like a winter white for you, but it's cream, and it just doesn't look right. So I decided I'm not going to take that back to my store. You know, I had to have my business, so I'm putting it in my stash. I think I got 5 of these. So I'll be able to knit something at some point with it for myself, or hats for charity or whatever. So I had to order some white, and I went online because I knew my local store didn't have any. And I got white. Now, it kind of looks white on there. When I did that, you can barely notice, can you? But it depends on which way the light hits them. You can kind of see a little bit the difference. But this is not white. It's a snow white. I want to call it snow something, but it's not got it on the label. But I think that's what it was. That was the nearest thing to white that I could even find online. Barocco might not even, vintage might not even come in a bright white. But I'm happy to say that when you do start knitting it, it looks like it's red and white. So much better than looking like red and cream. It doesn't look much difference, but trust me, it is. So here is what I've got so far. A jumbled mess. It's a top-down raglan, and I'm using basically the pattern from the sweater called Tea with Jam and Bread. That's about the easiest top-down raglan I could see, and I'm just having to put in the stripes myself now. This is what I've got done so far. It's the top. I'm happy with that. It's going to go over his head, definitely. What I'm gonna do is, once I've finished increasing for the sleeves, I'm gonna put it on waste yarn, and I'm gonna kind of try it on hubby. I'm hoping it's going to be a good size. I'm doing the extra large, and this is the sleeve between there and there. It's got lots of, I need to get it on a 36-inch now because I think I'm only on 24 needle. But it's got a lot of gather here, so I'm hoping it's, excuse me, that's going to come out quite far for, a big guy's arm. If I get this off and it's barely fitting hubby, then it's going to have to get frogged. And I'm going to email my friend and tell her there's no way this is going to get done for Christmas. In fact, I'm considering emailing her already and saying, I've got the yarn, I've started the sweater, but I can't guarantee it'll be done for Christmas. That way it kind of takes the pressure off me. Because, I don't want the run up to Christmas to be miserable because I'm having to pick this up all the time. So I might do that anyway, and then pick it up as much as I can and get it done before Christmas, because I've still got a few weeks, or just a little after Christmas. When Kristen's off school for 2 weeks, I do like my cozy days at home, Christmas and watching movies and things. So it's something I can definitely pick up a lot during those 2 weeks as well. But anyway, that is mainly what I've been knitting on this past week or 2. I know, or 3. I haven't got much to show for the past 3 weeks, have I? But that's going to start changing and going into a different bag. I've got it in here right now, which I kind of like the matchy colours with the red. But it's getting big already, so I'm going to move it into a bigger bag soon. It's kind of squished in there. It's in there, but it'll probably move. By the time you see it next, I might have changed bags. All right, so the other thing, the reason that sometimes that's not being knit on as much, I've got 2 things here that I've got 2 pairs of socks. It's nice to have socks on the needles. This is a kind of weird one, but I don't know if I've shown you guys this since. I decided to cast on with my opal. I was just dying to have a go, see what it's like. I mean, it's not the softest of yarns, but I've heard it's absolutely fabulous for socks, hard wearing, and it'll soften up, apparently, over time. So what I've decided to do, because I might be able to get 2 pair doing it this way, I cast on the Rose City Roller socks, which is just the little curved you know, very tiny little cuff, more like an anklet the pattern is, I think. I didn't have it printed out. And I think it's a free pattern on Ravelry, and quite a few of you have been doing them. So I've just done the tiny little cuff that curls over and gone straight into the heel, which is like an eye of partridge. And it looks strange right now because I've not hit the yellow and the red yet, but we're getting there. Well, the yellow was I did get some yellow. It's the first row I cast on, look, but you're not really going to see that because it'll curl down. But hopefully soon I will be coming into the red, but I'm not knitting on it very much right now, so it might take a while before I see that. And then the other sock, I showed before, I am kind of trying to knit on this in the car. These are so soft. I wish I had not done as long a sock, because I do tend to like just ankle socks. And I bet I could have squeezed out 2 pair from this yarn as well if I'd have done Rose City rollers. I always want to say Bay City rollers. If I had done them shorter, I bet I could have got 2 pair, or a pair for me and a pair for Kristen maybe. But anyway, this was the first sock. It's just a plain vanilla sock, toe up, and I did a eye of partridge. Actually, I followed the Hermione's everyday sock, or just Hermione's sock pattern with the little 3 stitches there of garter. It fits really well, and this far on the second one. As I said, this is Barocco Comfort Sock, I think. Yeah, guess what? I don't have the label with me. I'm going to change all that. I'm going to change all that in the new year. I am going to be organised. So, this is Barocco's yarn, sock yarn, and it's so soft. It's just ridiculous. I have got that in a bag. I just don't know where my label's gone. And I can tell I'm starting to get a bit hot, so I may have to whip this off in a minute if I start getting overheated. Now, the reason that the sweater is not being knit on as much, because I want to go between 2 things. I was just I didn't like the idea of that. That's all I had to knit on, and I have to keep going. It just sucks the fun right out of it. So what I did was, I had a ball of yarn, skein of yarn, already skeined up from a while back, and I used to have it sitting like this. I'd skeined it up and I'd kind of tied this little thing on it, and I do have the label here, and I'm getting hot. Whew. And it is, I've been dying to knit with this for months. It was in my stash, and it's smooshy. It's Dream in colour smooshy, and it's got cashmere in it. And the colour is called Grey Tabby. Looks a little darker there. It's a bit lighter grey, but it's that, you know, when you see sometimes like a Burmese, is it a Burmese kind of cat? The bluey cat. I have a friend that they called it blue because it's got that bluey grey colour. That's what this looks like. So not necessarily tabby, but does remind me of a grey cat. Anyway, I cast on this, and can you guess what it is? No, it's not the Hitchhiker, because look, there's no teeth on it. This is my 3rd Nurmelin 2. That's how I pronounce the name. The pattern is free on Ravelry. It's called Nurmelin 2. And I think somebody said it meant little bird or something like that. And again, I'm sorry I don't have the patterns right now to show you, so we'll do all of that in the new year. Start showing you and giving you more information. And right now I'm just increasing to so many stitches, and then if you remember, if you've seen this, you then do about this much of a pattern, like a lacy pattern, and then you go back into the garter stitch, and you're increasing, I think you're increasing on the garter stitch all the time. I think the lace bit doesn't get increased. Could be wrong, but so as I said, smooshy with cashmere in. It's so soft and it's gorgeous, and I bet that wouldn't scratch me either. So I'm going between those 2 really. I have done more of the sweater the past couple of nights I just want to get to finish the increases so I can get it off and decide if it's going well or if it needs to get frogged out. So that's everything right now that I am trying to concentrate on. And I know I won't record next week. I'll try to do one again before Christmas. I bet I can only squeeze one more in. Although, yeah, I'm losing track. I think we've got 4 weeks to Christmas kind of thing. So I may just get one more in. After Christmas, you know how it is at the end of the year, you want to clean out your closet kind of thing with all your bags. You want either finish them or frog them so that you can start the year afresh. Well, I feel like I want to do that. And so I'm going to have to make some decisions. They're not really difficult decisions. I feel like, other than these two and the socks, they stay. And then everything else that I'm going to find in my closet, other than my stole, my Christmas gift, I think they're coming off the needles. It's coming off. I don't know exactly what I've got up there right now. Oh, and I've got one more thing I can't take off the needles, and that's a big sweater, that green thin sweater, I should say. But I'm going to do a clean out, and I've got to get myself organised, and I've got to keep these projects in the bag, the same bag, throughout the whole project, and I've got to keep the label in it, and I've decided I'm going to really, really try to have just 2 projects on the needles, 2 main projects. And, socks, usually just 1 pair of socks, or right now I've got the 2. But that's it. Oh, I just kicked the camera, sorry. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to cast on anything. I'll start knitting one or whatever I've got, and then sometimes you get that urge you want to cast on. Well, that's it. If I want to cast on something, and I can't cast on anything else until I get one of them off the needles. Make me do that. Hold me accountable and tell me that. I know some of you do that, and it's better to keep organised like that. I know some of you don't even want to say how many whips you've got, and that's fine. We just each to our own, we do what we like. You've got to do what makes the knitting stay fun. So, okay, just quickly, book talk, I didn't bring it with me. It's in the car because I kind of read when I go pick up Kristen from school. I'm still reading Calling Mrs. Christmas. I'm past halfway. It's a fun read, and it's quite appropriate now that we're heading right into the holidays, so I'm having fun reading that. So that's all I've got to say about book talk. Don't have, show and tell. I was showing you that. That's my new yarn I'd bought. So I haven't really put anything in that category. And moving into a quick little update on fitness. And what did I do with the other thing? Oh, yeah. So the fitness, I was going to talk about because of Thanksgiving coming up. So right now, if you've not watched the podcast before, my little fitness section now is all about me starting a new health and fitness journey. I started this back in August when I come home from England, and I decided to become a coach at the same time with the Beachbody company. And it's something I've not regretted. I'm so glad I did, because it's keeping me accountable like you wouldn't believe. So I've said this before, if I wasn't doing this, if I didn't make this my mission kind of thing to help others as well and motivate others to get fit, I wouldn't be doing it myself. I wouldn't have carried on doing it. So I've got a couple of groups going right now, and I'll continue to send out information about groups and keep motivating people to start them. I know it's a terrible time of year. Nobody's really interested in doing it. But I don't want to get to January and after putting so much effort in. I think that's hopefully still recording. After putting so much effort into, my workouts and eating good, I don't want to sabotage all that and then just start eating rubbish, for want of a better word, junk food, and get out of the habit of doing workouts through December, because I know I'll just feel like a slug and I'll just not feel good, and I'll have to start all over again in January. So I refuse to do that, and that's why I like the coaching, because it's keeping me accountable, because I'm trying to motivate you, if you want motivation, to do it as well. So with that said, Thanksgiving next week and Kristen's birthday. I'm not a big cake person. I don't eat a lot of cake, so birthdays, it's not, it's not a big temptation for me. Usually the Thanksgiving dinner is when I like everything that we put on Thanksgiving table. I like the mashed potatoes with the heavy cream in it, and sweet potatoes with sugar and brown sugar and all that kind of stuff. I like all of that, but I want to find a balance. I want to have what I like, but I know from using the program that we started back in August, the 21-day fix, I know the portion sizes now. And if I forget, I've got my containers and I can use them. So I do plan on making a little Thanksgiving dinner, just scaling it down a bit and watching the portion size of it. And no, I don't need seconds or, go back for leftovers that same night. I mean, I might have leftovers the next day, but it'll be part of a lunch or something like that. But I picked this up the other day. Oh, totally inspiring. I love when this new magazine comes out. I don't get it every month, but when I see something on the front that I really like. So this is, obviously you can see, a Thanksgiving dinner, and it's clean eating version. So it's not, it's fresh food and fresh vegetables. So I was going to look through here. I don't know if that is mashed potato or if they did the cauliflower kind. I'm still doing mashed potato. I love mashed potato. I just won't pile butter into it or on it. But I'm not going for the cauliflower. It's not. I don't need to go totally low carb. Excuse me. So stress-free meal plans. I just love that picture on the front. So I haven't read through all of it, but they do have, if you want to get this out of the store. Oh, goodness, that looks good. Pomegranate glazed stuffed roast turkey. I don't think I'll be doing pomegranate glazed. I don't think hubby or Kristen would appreciate that. But, there's recipes in here that's clean eating. Say like this, for instance. You wouldn't think it was. But clean eating, it means it's not coming out of a box. You're using beans and tomatoes. How do they make the topping then? Whole grain cornmeal, and so you make it in whole wheat flour. So you make everything. You don't just, open a box of biscuit. I never know if I say that right. But anyway, you can still eat things like that, and it's clean. You just basically making it yourself so that you're not, using processed food out of boxes. And then there's this, I like this page with the leftover ideas. As I said, you can basically eat just about everything you want, clean food wise. Don't open boxes of mac and cheese, that's not what I mean. But you can eat mashed potatoes, you can eat stuffing, you can eat topped cornbread chili, topped beef chili. You can eat all of that. It's the portion sizes that matter. You can have some pumpkin pie, but just have a teeny tiny portion so you're getting a taste. Because in that, if you're still following the 21-day fix and you're doing it to the T almost, because you want to see, the results, you want to lose weight, you can swap out a yellow container 3 times a week. So you could have a little bit of dessert, or you can have a glass of wine. So it's still possible. It's all about balance, and I'm going to go through the holidays making sure I balance everything, and I still enjoy my food and a drink, and I still enjoy a little piece of candy or a chocolate now and then. I'm not going to deny myself those. I'm just not going to go crazy with them this year. So if you haven't seen this, pick it up. I love this magazine. And with that, I've got one more thing. I did show a picture on Instagram this past week, I think. Or it might have been the week before. So not Thanksgiving. So Halloween. some of you, you know, the last time I talked, I was making Kristen's costume and I got it finished. And if you hadn't seen that, because I don't have it with me now, I'm going to insert a picture here when I finally got it done and she put it on so I could take a picture. I'll put that in here. And so, because somehow, I don't know, got into my head, the sewing machine was out, I decided I might whip up quickly, yeah, right, some bags to pop in the shop because I thought I had more Christmas fabric than I've got. But I have a little bit of Christmas fabric and I'm going to, now that I've said I'm going to do it, I think I'm going to, in the next week, be able to get some bags put in the shop and some stitch markers and that. I'm not opening the shop up full time again. I just felt in the mood for sewing up some bags. And I've changed this. I'm just going to put in a few drawstring bags. They haven't got the drawstring in yet, but I changed the size. I kind of decided on slightly different size for this sock bag. Now, the small one used to be like this, and it's got a 3-inch bottom, and it, as I said, it'll have the drawstring in, and it's big enough because that was the same size I used to do them. So it's big enough for, you know, socks and the one that you've already used. It's still big enough, but I don't know, I just felt like a change. So what I did was I've made it a little bit wider, and I don't know for sure if it's the same length. Let's measure. Oops, Bindi, you've fallen off the sofa. It's slightly shorter. Let's see how much by. You can't go out just yet, I'm busy. All right, I think we're an inch less. We're an inch shorter on this new bag. So, kind of, oh, you can't see it that way. There. All right, so they're at the top the same. But it's wider, and it's a good inch or more, inch and a half even, wider. And I just like that idea of the opening being wide, and it doesn't, you know, being an inch shorter is not making it any different really. I like it. So that goes in. You've still got the depth. It's still, you know, it's all the way down there, but you've just got a little bit width for when you open it, like for when it's sitting there, you know, when I look into it, or you're sitting with it on the sofa. So that's the size I'm doing. It's basically like a 12 by 12, and it's got the, I think, a 4-inch bottom. I haven't measured. Yeah, I think a 4-inch bottom. So I'm going to do those, and within the next week, hopefully, pop them in the shop. And you know, nobody might want them. I'm not making a huge big announcement. They're just going to be there. That is Bindi again. They're just going to be there if people, you know, look. Because I have had a few people ask it, when am I putting bags in? So that's why I thought I will try to put a few bags in. Then the sewing machine's going away again for the rest of the year, so I can keep the house all nice and tidy and put the Christmas decorations up. So I think that's everything. As I've just said, the Christmas decor, I'm not going to go crazy this year. I'm probably going to just keep it on this one level. We're not expecting to have parties. I mean, last year we hosted the book club Christmas party here, which is why I wanted the tree downstairs, and I put a tree in my room, and so I'm not going to do that this year, mainly because I'm the one that puts it all up and then I have to take it all down by myself, and it's no fun. But Kiki wants to help this year. She's I think she's getting to that age where she might get this little decorating bug, and she wants to put up the tree and things. That's why we brought the TV down, or up, because it was down in the basement. This big TV we haven't used for 3 years. Because when we get the tree up, I said, oh, it would be wonderful if we could sit and watch, you know, Christmas movies after it and the lights on. And because normally we just go up and I watch movies in my bedroom, and she's got a TV in her bedroom, but we'll sit on our bed together. So I was like, this has got to be a bit nicer. So that's why we brought the big TV up, had a change around, and I'm going to be next week, probably the day after Thanksgiving, which is, it used to be our tradition. We'll start pulling out some of the decorations, put the fall leaves away and all that, and have the tree up. And as I said, I can't believe it's that time of year to do that. Well, by next week it's the 25th, 26th, so we've only got a few days, four days left of November, and then that's it, December. I mean, it's full head on. Nobody's going to complain if you're putting your tree up on December 1st here. So, all right, guys, I will try my best to get things organised and sorted out. I'm not going to be here next week, I'll tell you that now. I'm not going to even say I'll try. That way, again, pressure off me. It'll give me time to do some extra knitting. And then when you do see me, I'll have a tree up and show you around a few little, show you the decorations. And I don't know if you can hear that, but I can. It's going crazy windy out there. I just hear it through the door and everything. But okay, this was a little longer than 30 minutes, about 45 by the look of it, but that's okay. I hope you all have a very happy Thanksgiving with family and friends, loved ones. I hope you come back, not next week, but the week after, and join me in the knitting den. Bye, guys.